Alright, a little walk around about how I'm going about this flip-up conversion. Basically what I've done is I took a piece of square tubing. It was a little too short. I already had some tabs of angle iron welded onto the ends of the inner supports. So I slid this onto it, cut it in half, found this other piece of tubing that slips in nicely so I could get it straight, welded it onto both sides, and now I've got a little bit of adjustment here and this way, but also I can round out any of the mount holes, and now the headlights are pretty much in line with each other. So that's how I'm going about that. From there, got the motors out of the way. I've got some L brackets out of here, little L brackets, and they'll slip nicely into here. It's a little dark, but you can see that I can weld to the frame, be able to bolt the headlight there, and then also on the inside, get some light on the subject. On the inside here, you can see there's one back there already. We'll be able to weld to the frame and then be able to mount that guy either on the inside there, or I've already got a hole drilled, as you can see. I can bolt that to that, and that'll keep the headlight nice and fixed. Now, as for the fenders, I cut the old fenders off, lined them up with where the headlight is, drilled a new hole up here, so that's mounted there nicely. I sectioned, it's hard to see here, I don't want to bend that too much, but I sectioned the old fender to be able to fit this one in here. Now that overlaps nicely there. A little bit of a body line difference, but we can all mold that out. I've kept the lower part of the fender here because this mounting tab holds a shelf that the bumper sits on. And as you can see it clear on the other side. Now I've taken the edge of the corner light that was on there, so I still have the nice factory edge to sit the corner light in. This will sit nicely. It'll hook into this channel right here. That'll sit nicely there, and I'll be able to, a little bit of persuasion, hold the headlight in, or the corner light I should say, and that will sit nicely there. And I've got a little bit of adjustment to play with, but that should line up nicely with the bumper, or where the fender would line up with the bumper. That'll come around. As for a grill option, go to the magical part shelf. This is the stock grill off an AE101 coupe. Slips in there. Slips in there. Now, we've got a grill as well. So I can start building stuff off of these sort of dimensions. As for continuing the rad support, the rad sits right in these little channels, come up right about here. So all I'll have to do is take some more angle iron, or not angle iron, but square tubing, match that up there with the rad support, which should come to about there. And I'll bring that out there. The rad will sit against this part. So we'll just make a nice little square thing. We should have enough clearance to bring that out and not hit the light. The problem is, with the rad in, it hits the hood. And that's a good segue to what I'm doing with the hood. Now, I figured out that those measurements got the lights so I could use the stock hood off the original car. Now what I've done is I've sectioned the top of it off. Oh, that's what we're dealing with here. Oh, here. Okay. Now, you can see I've fit the hood in so that it slips, or the original hood slips under the old hood, but is in between the old bracing. So I'll probably just tack it in these corners, try and attach it right here where it lines up. The hood comes down, it lines up with the lights somewhat when I push it in. It lines up with the lights a little better, and I can bring these edges down, get them to meet with the hood, tack it in the corners, and we'll have ourselves a nice, somewhat factory looking hood. The biggest thing is the original hood has two body lines that come right up here, and it's square as fuck. Now, I'll keep the roundness of the original sedan, but still have it flow with the headlight. And I'll probably end up filling this corner in, because my idea for a grille and such involves using the bottom of the original turn signal, this guy here, and these guys, so that I have, these are the original trim pieces that go underneath the original corner lights of the car. So anyway, I've got this little guy. I've got a bunch of these sections. I've got like 4 of these corner lights. So I've got tons of these sections. So I'll be able to fit them in the factory spots, but also be able to fill in where the headlight sits. And that'll line up with the hood there when that comes up. So these two will line up with the hood, or at least that'll be a big gap. And I'll probably have to fill in, I'll probably sit about there. And then I'll have 2 of them. So if I were to have 2 of them stacked on top like this, they'd sit right about there. That would act as my little grill. And then the bottom grill section, wherever the hell I put it, would sit right up against the hood. So that's the plan so far. And yeah, we'll see if I can make it work.